Today's Tactical Tuesday is going to look at over the top 6 cards that I felt were spicy during the 2022 Digimon Nationals Tournament held in Los Angeles, California. Now back in my home studio, it's a little bit of a quick script writing and discussion, and here we are. The aim of this video is to give players some insight on some cards that worked very well, and my recommendation moving forward with particular builds. At least until Bandai does any form of restrictions, which may be in 2 months once BT12 drops. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. Although, honorable mention will go to BT5 Omnimon X. Omnimon X was considered a very expensive card in terms of memory, with little to no use. Many players have been using the BT10 Omnimon X for the end of game attack, which can be useful. But in a format with Grandis and Snimon can heavily counter Blackwargreymon X, and this particular Omnimon X is the perfect choice. With the right Digivolution sources, you can counter Grandis stacks from attacking at least 3 to 4 times, with one particular situation where 2 Grandises were able to even be played on the same turn for not just 2 swings, but 4. Moving forward for the next 2 months in Worlds, I suggest this card definitely go to maybe even 2 copies, and in some ways many deck lists were sacrificing a rookie to maintain the 2 Hades Force and the 2 Omnimon X's. Number 6 though, I have to give it to Gravity Crush. Gravity Crush has long been a no kind of card for me. I just want a card that has a guarantee punish and security. But with Blackwargreymon X, sometimes you just need that extra 2 memory to go in for the finish. Even then though, many times I saw it utilized, players would play Hades Force for 5, nuke the Tamers, then use X-antibody to digivolve into the Omnimon X antibody to start their opponent at 9. But the Gravity Crush? Would they gain 2 memory? Nope. Sorry bud, you just get 1 memory. Alex Pham of Huang Zero showed off this spice in his second round, featured match on stream. But for number 5, Promo Blackwargreymon. This card was just at 75 cents 2 days ago, but has since jumped to a staggering $7 a copy. While not utilized in too many decks, this was Blackwargreymon players' ways of maintaining that aggression while having other top ends be the restraint to hold. Honestly, I haven't tested too much into this, but it was a discussion with several of my locals and seeing it in action was pretty good. Notably, it showed up in the Gaia Force Gaming Tyler Sear and Huang Zero Alex Pham's match in the featured second round. But for number 4, Surai. The next 3 cards were featured in different Grandis decks, and while Grandis did manage to sneak into the top 32 with 4 of them playing different strategies, Surai came up in the last Grandis deck and honestly had some great theory. For 4 memory, you can trash the top 4 Digivolution sources of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then none of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution sources can attack. Meaning this card, even as a 1 tech, can potentially do a lot of damage, especially against the Omnimon X and the Blackwargreymon X matchup. This can potentially strip the level 6, both level 5s, and maybe that Greymon X for effect deletion and bounce protection. This leaves maybe a baby, 2 rookies, and a Greymon left for maybe 2 battle negations. Still, it's a potential solution against Omnimon X at this point, but sometimes losing that blue source with a combination Hades Force can be detrimental. But for number 3, Korikakumon. This Digimon is high up on the list because of the text for many Grandis players. They brought in hybrids for the Game Ender, utilizing their tamer as Davis Motomiya. While Korikakumon's stun effect isn't viable without Kumamon or Tommymon in this particular tech use, Korikakumon does act as a rather large body that can punish even Greymon X swings with no DP buffs. This Digimon was featured in Daniel McNally's Grandis build, and he finished 2nd place on day 1 with a record of 8-0-1. And coming up to number 2, Snimon. Snimon is another Digimon that has some uses in Grandis decks. Many players run the typical Kabuterimon, Metal Kabuterimon, Weedmon, and Stingmon for their level 4 package. But Snimon does also act as dual utility in suspending an opponent's Digimon when it's played. Not to mention it is a security Digimon that plays itself. Snimon is what allowed Jason Lamb to set up the multiple Grandis plays in 1 turn. But ultimately, Andres Perdomo took the win and ultimately went to finals for the Crossheart vs Blackwargreymon X matchup. But for me personally, number 1 was Metal Greymon X from BT9. This play has already circulated the web several times and was one of the featured matches on day 1. This card was utilized in a blue flare deck, and in a matchup against Blackwargreymon X was able to take victory in just minutes by turn 2. While this card can be used in Blackwargreymon X for the extra aggression, handing 3 memory over to a blue flare player with the luckiest of hands can result in a 3 security check turn 1, and then close out the game turn 2. With Worlds next month, our 4 representatives, Ray Guzman, Andres Perdomo, Kevin Tai, and Navpreet Lali, will be gearing up to face off against the rest of the world. Again, a huge congratulations to these players. But what deck do you think they'll bring? And what text did you like most in this video? Let me know your thoughts, and next week I'll bring the strategy to something closer to home in the form of singles or cases. This is DigiPanda, logging out.